Hey guys, so today we want to talk about sleep. And I think intuitively, most of us know that sleep is very important, but do we really understand why? And even if we do understand why, how do we ensure that we get enough sleep? So let's start by looking at a few stats. So 79% of Americans, very similar for us up here, get less than the recommended 7 or 8 hours a night. 50 to 70 million Americans, again similar here, have sleep or wakefulness disorders. Now men tend to average about 5 hours and 45 minutes per night, where women are only a little bit better and they tend to average about 6 hours and 9 minutes per night. And here are a few reasons why some of those numbers are so alarming. Sleep is when you heal. So lack of sleep suppresses our immune system, making us more susceptible to illness and injury, but it's also very hard to make gains from a hard workout or other stressors if we're not sleeping and recovering properly. Sleep helps your brain by forming new pathways to help you learn and remember information. Sleep helps balance our hormones. So if we're not sleeping enough, things can go out of whack pretty quickly, including mood, appetite, blood pressure, sex hormones, and all kinds of other potential issues. Okay, so let's look at a few things that you can do to ensure some of those above points don't happen. So obviously, the more difficulty that you have sleeping, the more that you're going to want to pay attention to these tips. So try to keep your bedroom cool and as dark as possible. Temperature-wise, about 16 to 20 degrees ideally. And we have photoreceptors all over our body, not just in our eyes. So studies have shown that even the amount of light from a blinking alarm clock can be enough to potentially disrupt our sleep. So just be aware of how dark your room actually is when you turn your lights out. Try to consider in the lead up to bedtime doing activities that help to de-stress us. So things like reading, journaling, meditation, or even using certain essential oils that we'll list in our blog can really help promote better sleep. So this last one is pretty important, and that's to try to eliminate as much blue light as possible before bed. Now, long story short, blue light, which is produced by televisions, mobile phones, computer screens, elevates our cortisol levels. Cortisol is a hormone that is stimulated in the morning to wake us up. So we don't want to be producing cortisol right before we go to bed. So here's a few things that you can do to try to avoid that blue light in the evening. Try something like iFlux on your computer screen. Try the night mode on your mobile phone. And finally, as silly as they may look, try blue blocker glasses in the evening to try to eliminate some of that blue light. So hopefully you're keen to try some of those tips that we mentioned above to hopefully help improve your sleep. But how do we really know if those things are working? So there's lots of really cool new technological gadgets on the market these days to help track our sleep. And one of the ones that we've been following along for the last couple of months and using ourselves is called the Oura Ring. Yeah, a ring that helps track your sleep. So we're going to do a little bit of a longer video on our reviews on this next week, and make sure you follow along because we'll have a little surprise for you there as well. Thanks so much for listening, guys. As always, we'd love to hear back from you if you have any questions or comments. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any new videos coming out down the road.